Hi friends, welcome back to Cat's Chat, the critical thinking channel. Thank you to everybody who's given me feedback on my audio and stuff. I have taken it into account. I am looking at microphones now. I'm actually in a smaller room today, so I'm hoping that might help the echoiness. But yeah, do let me know in the comments, and I am going to try and sort that out. But thank you so much for still enduring it and being here. I really do appreciate it. On today's video, I'm putting a huge trigger warning because we're going to be discussing manipulation, emotional abuse, and how it might be affecting the situation between Amber and Emily. It was a very tough watch last night if you watched the LCU live stream, and I think it's very important to address certain things because I think there's a lot more going underneath the surface, but it is all my opinion. And I would appreciate us treating this situation respectfully. No victim blaming in the comments. No nasty remarks, because I do think this is quite a serious topic, and this is going to be quite a serious video. And if it's something that is uncomfortable with you, I completely understand, and I'll see you in the next one. And for the people who are sticking around, just be warned, the topic is quite deep. So Rachel keeps uploading videos about Emily. I mean, God knows why. She is just looking completely mental at this moment. People are saying it's all drama, but I think either one of two things. One, Keem's been in contact and is trying to get Amber to talk about Emily. And that wouldn't surprise me if that was happening behind the scenes. He's reaching out to Rachel to try and bait Amber and Emily. And the other thing is that Rachel just can't leave Emily alone for whatever reason and is inserting herself into this very toxic and volatile relationship. And then what I have to say to that is you do not get involved in something like that. Like, unfortunately for Amber, being with someone like Emily, who is very manipulative and coercive and emotionally abusive, Rachel adding fuel to that fire is only going to intensify Emily's behavior towards Amber. So she's actually essentially putting Amber in a lot more danger with what she's doing, potentially. And I think that's something that she's either not aware of or completely doesn't care about. And if she doesn't care about it, then, I have no time for people like that. Her trying to antagonize Emily is really not good at all. So yeah, I was watching Leo last night when it happened, and even his reaction was very, very telling. If you haven't seen the episode, I recommend you do it through Leo rather than endorsing LCU, obviously. So we're going to talk about chaos and addiction and how to overcome the urge for disorder and turmoil. Now, when you've been brought up in a chaotic life where everything is unstable and it's always drama and always stressful, your body and your brain becomes used to that, so that then regulates as the normal for your body. So when you come out of it, that's abnormal, so you do go searching for it. And I think it's important to talk a little bit about that when it comes to Amber and the situation she goes in and the bad decisions she makes, because I think that factors a lot into it. But these are just all my opinions of how it's coming across to me. So let me know in the comments if you feel the same or if you have other ideas. Takeaways. Chaos addiction refers to a pattern where people often find comfort and familiarity in disorderly and chaotic situations. This pattern may originate from past experience, instability, or trauma, leading to individuals to unconsciously seek out similar environments later in life. Unlike traditional addictions involving substances, chaos addiction is about emotional patterns and can be challenging to identify and address. Understanding the nature of chaos addiction. Chaos addiction is a desire for irregular and disruptive circumstances, even if it causes harm. Constantly pursuing chaos leads to violent changes, bad decision making, and instability to be the norm for those afflicted. Here are some signs to watch for to identify this behaviour. Yeah, so like I said, she's been brought up in very traumatic circumstances. Like, she doesn't seem to ever have had stability. I think that's important to remember. Incessant desire for drama. The individual constantly desires conflict and is often involved in problematic situations. Avoidance of calm. They seem to struggle with calm environments, feeling uneasy and restless when things are not tense. Unstable environments and relationships. They actively seek out chaotic relationships and circumstances. And like I just said, like, Amber is always looking for chaos. Like, her channel is about chaos. And she's been in this drama cycle now for like 13 odd years. So for her, this is probably just normal, like her normal behavior. She can't regulate herself in any other way. Psychological elements. Our minds are complex and have many facets, but sometimes they can develop patterns that are not beneficial for our well-being. Chaos addiction can be caused by various internal psychological aspects, such as past trauma experiences from the past can significantly impact our behavior patterns and lead tendency towards chaotic situation. Self-doubts, insecurity, and fear of abandonment can contribute to the harmful obsession with chaos. Low self-esteem. Individuals with low confidence may unconsciously be drawn to chaotic circumstances as a reflection of their internal struggles. And I think it's fair to say that Amber fits into all these boxes with her past in foster care and her family. She's clearly very insecure. She's even said a million times she's got a fear of abandonment and low self-esteem. Impact on relationships. It's important to recognise that addiction to chaos can have a ripple effect, affecting not just the person struggling with it, but the closest to them. This can put strain on relationships and cause sudden changes. Yeah, I mean, we've noticed that again with her family and friends. Constant upheaval, the consistent crisis and drama strains bonds and causes emotional exhaustion to others. Trust issues, the unpredictability can often cause mistrust, shaking the foundation of any relationship. Impaired communication, the constant turmoil obstructs healthy communication, leading to misunderstandings and misinterpretations. And we watched that a lot with Amber in the way she addresses situations. She clearly doesn't know how to communicate how she's feeling, regulate her emotions. There's a certain amount of stunted emotional growth with Amber as well, which could be caused by her upbringing again and just her general isolation from real life and people. So, yeah. Effective ways to manage chaos addiction. Helping a chaotic loved one can be a difficult challenge. However, it's possible with proper knowledge and resources. Different therapeutic methods can also assist to restore balance to their life to manage their addiction for chaos. Steps to regain control. Your loved one must be committed and patient to break free from the chaotic cycle and regain control of their life. Here are some steps that can foster the change. Acceptance. Acknowledge the presence of chaos addiction. This is the first step, and it's vital in starting the healing process. Understanding the root cause, identifying what triggers your loved one, recognizing the root cause forms the base for treatment. Seeking professional help, therapists and counsellors can guide you through the transition from unpredictability to stability. Constant effort. Your loved one can make mistakes. Instead of letting them be consumed by guilt, encourage them to use those events as learning opportunities. So yeah, these are all very important ways to, if you're experiencing the chaos addiction or you know someone who is, there is ways to support that. A lot of guidance out there and getting professional help. Obviously, in Amber's case, she's either unaware of that or doesn't want to do that. But yes, last night on the episode of Bus, it did get very uncomfortable and very deep when they were talking about Amber's relationship with Emily. She really was very affected by it, but the way I saw it is she wasn't upset about being like this Rachel situation. She was more upset that Emily was going to have a go at her for talking about it. as we've seen before, she has said, like, Emily's going to be upset with me. Like, Emily doesn't like me talking about her. Emily won't let me do this and that. Like, Emily's clearly very deep in her mind and is controlling the narrative that Amber's putting out. And it's becoming more obvious that Amber is afraid of her, which is alarming. That's how it came across to me anyway. I'd love to hear your respectful opinions in my comment section. We are now going to look at the psychology of a DF. If that's too uncomfortable for you, I understand. The trigger warning is there for that reason. But yeah, I think it's very important to understand who she is. This is from feederism.org, and it says the darkest edge of feederism, masochism, trauma, and the psychology of DFs. This is the darkest edge of feederism, where erotic weight gain crosses into dangerous territory, revealing the psychology behind the feeder-feedee relationships, by Claire Horwell. I will link this in the bottom for you if you want to go through the whole page, but I just got a few snippets out of it for this video. This says, someone who once been obsessed with dieting and the most humiliating and degrading experience, and therefore the mostly sexual exciting was to become fat and have others call attention to it. In this mindset, inattentionally gaining an enormous amount of weight and hearing yourself being called names like a pig or a fat cow can be an expression of machianism. The shame is the point, and it feeds the arousal. Researchers have indeed suggested that feederism may be one of the more thematic variations of sadomasochism. Now, if you remember, Emily has called her names before about her weight in order to humiliate her, reaching out to reaction channels to humiliate her. She is literally trying to completely take away any self-esteem Amber has, because that is the way you gain control over your victim, right? And that's what we're seeing. And Emily's clearly been working on that since she's first started speaking to Amber, to get her to the point where she's screaming on a panel, on a live chat. I mean, it's crazy. Emily is clearly very manipulative, very abusive, and very dangerous. And I know people will say Amber is as well, and I totally understand that. But in this specific scenario, Emily is the one that's causing the danger, and Rachel is encouraging that with how she's behaving. And that's how I see it, to be honest. We're now going to watch the little clip where Amber screams. This was very tough for me to watch. Like, I actually really upset me, so I am going to warn you now.
Everybody already knows! But I don't want to talk about it!
Okay, here's the number one problem. She is in a horrible situation, right? She's being manipulated. She's being used. She's got to get out of this damn, relationship. And I don't want to protect the person that's like using you.
I mean, I'm here to tell you that I'm quitting.
Don't.
Like, I've genuinely had fun here, but I can't do it anymore. I can't. You guys talk about Scooter not respecting me. It's actually fucking Fuba, and you came.
We're somewhat friends, right?
And you are not my friend.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm not your friend, but we work together, co-workers then, right? I feel
no,
like
we're not co-workers anymore. I'm here to tell you I am done. I am literally done. You're gonna have to find someone else. I can't do this. I'm getting my fucking channel back in 9 days. I'm done.
So what I noticed in that clip is a lot of people I've seen react to this have said it's another crash out, but I actually, like, for me, it came across as fear. Like, they kept talking about Emily, and I think she was worried about the consequences of that. I reckon Emily has made her do some very derogatory things and some very, very embarrassing things, and I think Amber is afraid that Emily will leak all of that if she doesn't do what Emily says, and I think that's part of the problem, and that's what we're seeing here. Feeders who push boundaries, control sadism, and DF. On the other side of this dangerous coin is the feeder, the person encouraging or actively fattening their partner in healthy expression of feederism. The feeder derives pleasure simply from seeing their partner happily indulge and grow. It can be a nurturing, if unconventional sort of kink, but when taken to extremes, the feeder role can morph into something far more controlling, predatory, or even sadistic. DF often involves feeders who will seek total power over the feedee, but dominating their body and making it ever more dependent and unwell. The combination of degradation and praise is a classic tactic to break down someone's self-worth and resistance. Over time, the feedee may become emotionally dependent on the feeder's approval, willing to do anything or eat anything to please them. And I think that's what we are actively seeing, and I feel that's what Emily has done. It's really tough to watch it. And it's clearly all about control for Emily. Emily's like literally trying to destroy Amber in every way she can by destroying her livelihood, destroying like her image. I know Amber's done a lot of that herself, destroying her basic like self-worth, and like you're seeing it happen in real time. But I think as well we've got to remember that until recently we only saw her for like an hour out of a 24-hour day, so we don't know like what Emily's forcing her to do, like blackmailing her to do, like what humiliating things Amber has done to keep this person in her life. And it is very sad to see that. I know who Amber is and what she's done, but this is awful.
Emily is twisted. We also have Lexi saying, she woke me up with Buffalo Wild Wings. All she wanted to do was feed me and make me more fat. That's a quote from Amber, who said we should take her diary as serious as Anne Frank's. This is probably the most important thing going on in your life right now, right?
He also said that when they were in Wisconsin,
you are nothing but a drama. You are literally a sociopath to see someone cry this hard and just keep pouring salt onto the wound. You are crazy. People know is what they see online.
You're not going to keep muting me. I'll just unmute myself.
Roxy just texted me, but she said, and I quote, Emily is still talking to two different detractors as we speak, and they are talking about you. Like,
no,
literally,
that's not true. That is literally not true.
According to Roxy, it's happening right now.
Before Fupa came here, I thoroughly enjoyed working here.
Because you wanted ass kissers. Why won't you talk about it? They bring it up every day, and you cannot run from it when you especially went to your own channel and admitted that half of it was true.
I will say, when I quit the show because there's going to be regret within the community. I know there is.
More stuff is coming out in 2 days.
That's what I told her. I literally said, I bet they have more and they're sitting on it.
They're sitting on it.
That's fine. Everything that happened before me and Emily in the last few months have been healing from this bullshit. I don't give a I don't.
Because you're desperate as fuck.
It's not called desperate.
You have no self-respect that you would lay down with this fucking feeder ass.
Give a the same. I could say the same for fucking, what the fuck's her name? Bridget, Mike's wife. Don't get me fucking started. I can twist this whole thing. I can twist this whole thing. You guys thought Becky was crazy. Just fucking wait. This is my last show and it really sucks. It really sucks.
The way Amber is so defensive and, telling them that she's going to leave if they don't stop, and in a way threatening Fupa that if she doesn't be quiet, she's going to say some stuff. She now wants control back of the narrative. She's trying to deflect onto something else and they're not letting her. In summary, the feeder at the death edge of feederism often display behaviors and motivations akin to those of abusers, grooming, coercion, control, sadism, and denial of responsibility. Whether they frame it as just a kink or not, they participate in and often orchestrate a pattern that endangers other person's health and autonomy. It is a dark dance of codependence, and the feedee may consent, but that consent is frequently tainted by emotional dependency, manipulation, or unresolved psychological issues. And that's Amber.
Make my girlfriend mad at me, but I'm gonna say it. She didn't die due to obesity. And so, Emily was there every single day while her fiance was passing away, broken. She died from pneumonia, which is really weird. Due to the fact that Scooter has it. Losing Colleen broke her. What Colleen did was for work. The things that you guys see was adult content because Colleen had no way to make money. And Emily helped Colleen lose weight. Emily was the best thing that happened to Colleen. Colleen's family said that, but the things that you guys see, it looks bad. I can literally sit here and be like, whoa, that looks bad. Sometimes people just do these things strictly because it's I need to make money and I don't know how. So let me do something that I know is going to get people wanting it. And that's what that was. Tommy is not that way with me. She does not force me to, yes, during crash outs, when I crash out, I will say the most unhinged you guys have ever heard, ever. And I never, ever mean it. I don't know if it's the BPD. And it's I've said things about Tommy during crashing out moments that I knew would make her look bad because I was so pissed. She has only ever supported my weight loss, urged me to get on the Wegovy pill, wants me to go to fat camp, supports my health, wants me to be mobile, literally driving me crazy because it's like who she is in real life is completely opposite of what you guys think of her. BB.com is for multiple different types of people. Tommy likes fat people.
Have her come on the show.
Point blank period.
Have her speak a truth. Have her say just her story. She doesn't go on camera. Just have her talk about what her positions are, what she did in the past, the reasonings behind it.
You guys really think for 2 seconds, you think that I would be with someone who did that?
Yes.
For 2 seconds.
I don't
because
think so.
Fupa, you are insane.
You would be with a f***ing tree if it looked at you the right way. You are that
I know.
You
And Fupa there hit the nail on the head. Like, Amber does have very low self-esteem, even though she pretends to be the queen of everything and she thinks she's beautiful and this, that, and the other. You can feel the insecurity inside of her, and it's all coming out now. And Fupa is absolutely correct. And this is exactly why Emily has seeked Amber specifically out, because she knows that she's that insecure. Personality disorder and power dynamic. While research specifically on feederism and personality disorder is scant, one can speculate based on observed behaviours. Feedies who allow their partners to basically feed them to death may exhibit traits associated with dependent personality disorder, excessive need to be taken care of, submissiveness, or borderline personality disorder, impulsive identity disturbance, self-harm, and fear of abandonment, any of which could play into staying in a harmful feeder relationship. The emotional highs and lows of feederism: feeder showers love with food, then expresses disgust, or the feedee feels guilt, could even create something akin to the instability seen in borderline personality relationships. On the feeder side, one might encounter traits of narcissistic personality, an inflated sense of self, the feeder acting as an omnipotent provider who knows best for the feedee, which we've actually witnessed, or even psychotic tendencies, superficial charm followed by cruel manipulation. While we can't diagnose these individuals from anecdotes alone, it is reasonable to say that extreme feederism often involves pathological personality dynamics on one or both sides, at the very least. The power imbalance is huge. One person literally grows stronger or stays fit while the other grows weaker and more dependent, and such lopsided relationships are fertile ground for abuse. And literally, we are watching it happen in real time, guys, I'm telling you. Emily's getting a huge kick of Amber like humiliating herself, being degraded. She loves that people like react to her in very negative ways, and all these channels come at her and are very derogatory towards her. It's a part of the kink, right? And I think that's fair to say, given what we've seen so far and the things she said.
You said it yourself. She's the first one to love your body just the way it is.
If you saw my DMs, you would think differently.
Literally right after the girlfriend was still seeking obese women in oxygen tanks, Amber herself admitted it. It was a real and led to real death.
I was mad. It's not true.
Yeah, so Amber's saying now it's because of being upset that's why she said it. Toby, another $10 says, Amber, we all crash out and say things, but you as a public figure who has influence on people, you should be mature and professional enough to understand that what you say causes lashback on people.
And that's why I feel like shit about it. Trust me, every single day.
Emily was found on Colleen's post, like supporting the shit.
That is how she made money. That is how Colleen made money. That was her job. She was an adult content creator.
To actively unalive herself. Because she was already like,
it was fake. It was fake. I'm not supposed to be saying this, but she would fake these things.
You're telling me a 1,000-pound woman is faking eating shit?
She lost hundreds of pounds while being with Emily and in that rehab. You don't have to buy it. I'm literally sitting here the most vulnerable I've ever been in my Fupa. I will mute you again.
I don't care. I'll unmute myself. I'll unmute myself.
Like, I am the most vulnerable I've ever been in this moment, and you still just look like a Lego piece. You are a sociopath. I do not want you working with me. Like, it's either I go or you go or someone, like, because I cannot do this fucking drama day in, day out. I can't. Like, my heart cannot take it. Like, I'm like, actually not joking. Like, quitting is probably the best option for me.
For outsiders reading this, the key takeaway should not be to gawk or ridicule, but to try and understand and empathize while still condemning the harm. It's easy to dismiss those people, quote unquote, as simply crazy or perverse. The reality is, as we've explored, is more nuanced and tragic. And what Emily's putting Amber through cannot be not only good for her body and her size, but for like her heart, you know, putting stress on her blood pressure, like her mental health, like deterioration from it. There are so many other factors in this, and Emily should be ashamed of herself for doing it. Knowing that Amberlynn is such a popular personality and then trying to tear her down to nothing, despite what Amber's done in the past, this is like a whole new level of messed up. Like, this is deranged behavior. And Emily, if you happen to be watching my video and listening to this, I just want you to know that if you send any of those humiliating videos to reaction channels just to get a kick out of it, then that says a lot more about you than it does Amber. It will be you that looks like the freak and you that will end up embarrassed, I can assure you. The only one who's ever going to get like some kind of thrill out of seeing that is someone like Snowflake or Rachel, because like they're just creeps. But genuine people who are in this community, like they may or may not like Amber, but they're seeing that Amber, you are terrible for Amber. Everyone sees through it, so be careful. Because all eyes are on you right now, and you are looking much worse than Amber. Like, whether you're seeing it or not, you are, and you are disgusting, and you should leave her alone.
Amber, I understand your point, and you're trying to defend her and say that this is not...
I'm not defending her. I'm not defending her.
Let me finish. I understand that you are saying these things, and you're saying X, Y, and Z is not true. It's not how it looks. But when you look at it from an unbiased point of view, and you see all these pieces put together...
You're biased, though.
What about when you said Emily was looking at fat bitches
I
on...
lied. I fucking lied. That's what I did.
Lied because then she was caught on TikTok trying to slide into someone else's DMs, and that girl was morbidly obese, laying in hospital bed with an oxygen tank.
Are you talking about Zio? That's just a friend of both of us.
Em met her baby's father while she was in a psych ward, and he was morbidly obese, and they were both into that community. And you're saying it's not true.
She met him at a wrestling match. See Fupa, like, thinking that she was there? She literally met him at a wrestling match. Like...
No, I don't believe Emily was, this woman was her fucking soulmate, because if she was, she wouldn't be already trying to talk to people like weeks later.
It's a psychology.
Yep.
Just like when your dog dies, you get a new one. A lot of people do it.
It's not even fair to you for her to try and get into a relationship with you if she's really not over this woman. But you don't care because you have no self-respect.
I don't know.
Like, the level of defense of Emily here, like, you can just see that she's scared Emily's going to leave, or Emily's going to react, or Emily's going to humiliate her, and that is no way to live for anybody. And Fupa is absolutely right. Like, Amber should be working on herself so she doesn't get into this situation, because this is going to end badly. And as people are saying, like, Amber's not going to leave anytime soon. And to be fair, when you're in that situation, when you're someone like Amber, you have low self-esteem, you're pretty isolated from everybody. The only voice that's in your ear is Emily's, really. And now she's in the LCU and she's seeing, like, she's hearing other people's perspectives of the situation. It's not sinking in, but that's pretty natural when you've been manipulated this much. Remember, this has been going on for over a year now. This is a lot for anyone to deal with.
Amber, what did you want?
So you have helped me protect my girlfriend throughout the LCU, and I've appreciated that very much.
Right.
And now that's like over. That's like broken. I'm fully aware. It sucks because it's leaking into my real life. I'm literally going to start crying. Can you also turn off her camera? Hold on a second.
My God.
What the fuck do you kick? Can you kick her off the server? Okay.
Okay. Listen, so, Amber.
But when it comes to this channel,
I
mean, this show, not happening.
Hear me out.
This is too fucking much for one individual. This is not happening here.
I understand that you're upset. My whole thing is, as soon as she started talking to your detractors, like, I am not helping her, bro. I'm not.
On this show, I'm saying that is my boundary. Fupa texted me when it was me and Scooter and said, I have one boundary. And she told me what it is, right? Since then, I haven't mentioned it not one time. Because you want to know why? I respect people. And I understand she's a fucking sociopath, but you're going to respect this, or I'm going to go ape shit on your fucking ass.
I don't care. Everybody already knows, Amber. Everyone already knows.
No, you don't know.
I learned some of the lore about the current girlfriend today. It's not good.
About that. Trinellar says she died of pneumonia secondary to obesity. Her weight put her in the higher risk, and she couldn't recover normally because of the weight. Colleen could not make extra money while using government medical benefits. If you believe that, Amberlynn, then you need to reevaluate. Why is your girlfriend still talking to Rachel?
Your girlfriend has obviously deceived you recently and in the past, and did a lot of untrustworthy things. I don't know why we're taking her word on her past girlfriend. Like, it's
because I have proof. I'm like a real life living person who has talked to her family. I lived with her for 3 months, et cetera, et cetera. So
yeah, but she could be lying to you.
Oh, so everyone is lying?
Okay, well, do you think her family is going to tell her bad stuff about her to you?
Okay.
Her family might not know, or might not know the extent of it. I mean, Emily's a manipulator. She can spin any narrative to her family she wants, right? Like, they might see that she's got an attraction to big people, but they might not know that it's this severe, like DF severe. It's just a lot, isn't it? It's a lot for anyone to go through. And with Keemstar, the jury's out again as to whether he's contacting Rachel and getting her to make these videos for drama or not. But I do think seeing that these people are trying to talk sense into her is a good sign. Even if she's not listening to it right now, it's you've implanted that thought in her head that she's not the problem in this situation and Emily is. This time it is Emily.
No one actually gives a Keemstar. The people who act like they care, they hate me. Like, this is all for drama and for views and content and for money, where I only get this much of it. I'm so tired of this show, bro.
I do care, and I feel like this woman cannot be trusted.
Okay, well, she can. You don't know her like I do. I've never seen a narcissist cry before, random fact. I'm literally the farthest from a narcissist.
You threatened me and you said, I'm going to quit if you keep talking about this. I think it's more important that I talk about this because I really don't like it. I see what the detractors are saying now.
It's not real, Keem. I wish more than anything, I wish that you could just meet her, meet me. We all just get so real. Like, you would change your opinion so fast.
Maybe.
People make mistakes, bro.
Look, I'm not trying to make your life miserable or your job miserable or the show miserable for you, but this is the main story. This is the biggest story surrounding this show. It's not you fighting with Mike. It's this.
If you think I'm crying to manipulate, then you're absolutely insane. So no matter, the only thing that people want me to say is, you're right. You're so right, and I broke up with her.
You can say all this in her defense, but what about her sharing screenshots, her Reddit posts about you, or the audio messages? She does not respect or love you.
I don't care. This was so long ago that I don't care. Oh my god.
She just repeated. She just did it.
She said the word no.
I don't care.
There's more coming out.
There's more coming out from months ago. I don't care about that.
Why would Amberlynn Reed date someone with that history? That's just dumb. You're actually a popular YouTuber, and you decided to date someone that has a history of being a feeder.
I'm telling you, that's not the way our relationship is.
You could be telling me 100% the truth, but you still dated someone that played the part of being a fucking feeder. Are you retarded?
No, because that's not what happened.
Why don't you invite her onto the show? You ask her.
At one point, she was going to. I need to make something very clear that I respected you, and I wanted you on the show, and that's why you're here. That is why you're here. Okay? I want you. No, let me fucking finish.
And I don't care why I'm here. I have shit to fall back on like you.
I thoroughly believed that you were going to be able to be respectful of boundaries. When you told me your boundary, me and Scooter both, we immediately said, of course. I want nothing to do with you.
I'm here to work, not be your friend, and that's where
this is not doing what you're doing to me now is not work. That's not work.
Let me ask you something. Do you think I would really come on here, risk my job, and out something without having it cleared before I came on here? I had that cleared. The topic that we're talking about right now, I had it cleared.
By Keem.
I'm not saying by who.
He's our boss.
And you know what? While we're at it, you're not going to hold my thing over my head like a fucking bitch. I'll just come out and say it. Or the thing I told her was off limits was my hair. They were going after my hair, saying it was thin, saying I was using extensions, whatever. Honestly, that kind of hurt my feelings because I have lost over 50% of my fucking hair because of a GLP-1, of rapid weight loss. But I'm not going to sit here and let this man hold it over my head and say,
I'm a man now?
Okay, I did it.
And then you went behind my back to our boss and said, ooh, can I talk about this today? And the fact that he approved it, it just goes to show that the type of people I am working with, and it's making me sick.
And again, you see this a lot with partners in abusive relationship. They blame everybody else apart from the person doing the abuse. You know, you hear you don't understand, you don't know them, you know, like I've been there, I've said those words, so I completely get where she's coming from on this, and I feel a lot of other people would have been there and can see like the signs in Amber right now.
I'm happier without it. This show is mine. I'm the entertainer here. I need to be comfortable, and I'm not. God, I miss Scooter. Scooter and Sweet Tea, that was like, it was not this. God.
Many who fall into deaf feederism are deeply hurt individuals. They need therapy, support, and sometimes intervention, not shaming. Likewise, the feeders who push things that far may need psychological help, and in some cases, legal consequences to stop them destroying lives. If you ever encounter someone engaged in this kind of relationship, recognizing the signs and knowing that it's not a healthy situation is crucial. It's akin to recognizing DA and severe self-harm. Intervening can be delicate, but even planting a seed of doubt, do you really feel safe? This isn't normal love, in a feedie's mind, or urging them to talk to a professional could eventually save their life. And I feel like, yes, she was screaming and shouting, but I think she will go away and think about what they were saying and how they're not going to stop saying it until it gets into her head. And I hope it does. And I hope Emily realizes, even though this community is very up and down about Amberlynn, she is looked after by this community at the same time, and they're not going to want to see anything happen to her. So be very, very careful with what you do next, because we see you. We see you for what you are and who you are, and for what you're doing to Amber, not the other way around. And I just want to make that very, very clear for everyone. If you want to watch the full video of this, go to Leo's channel. He recorded the whole live stream last night. He was there doing commentary on it. And, you know, Leo, I love Leo. So I recommend, if you're going to watch it, don't do it through their channel. Go and watch it through Leo. That's all I have for you guys today. That was quite a deep one. And yeah, I can understand if that was tough to get through. Thank you for everybody who stayed. Please put a blue heart sticker if you stayed till the end. Thought I'd throw my kitties in there for a bit of light relief. Yeah, it's a very, very dangerous situation they're in now. Rachel needs to stop antagonizing Emily, because you don't know how dangerous she can be or how far she can go. And yes, like I said before, Amber isn't a nice person either, but this is getting very, very dangerous. And I don't really know what Rachel's doing, but anyway, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here. I've made it over the 350 mark, guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you for all your support, and thank you for watching. Even if my audio is not great, I am going to sort it out, and hopefully soon I will have a microphone. And thank you again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.